make into a story, but I'm going to share this with you because it's really funny to me. She has recently, well, in the last 5 years, remarried to a wonderful gentleman named George Fowler. They're happy as they can be. And recently, my wife and I and George and my mom went out to eat, and George was holding the chair out for my mother, and my mother likes to visit. So she was visiting somewhere else, and George was patiently holding the chair for my mother. And George is a man apparently of infinite patience, and he's a blessing in our lives. So but he has this funny look about him, and he kind of gave her this look like, "Would you hurry up?" But he didn't say anything, and she just looked at him and she laughed. She said, "Oh, George, patience is a waste of time." And so it just struck me as so funny, the way we live our lives so fast. And my mother, well, I won't say, old enough to have a 50-year-old son, 52, she's a lady who says, you know, patience is such a waste of time. But anyway, it's just really funny. I would like at this time to introduce this current leadership Belton class. For those of you who are in that class, would you just stand up? No individual introductions, but and I thank you for your time. The time that you spend doing that is very much appreciated. I know it is time consuming, but it's also an educational opportunity for you guys, and an eye-opening experience, so we're glad you're doing that. Now I would like to call our friend Jay Taggart back up here. Jay is the Military Relations Committee Chairman, and Jay represents DocuMax, and he's going to introduce our Fort Hood guests. Jay?
Thank you, Andy. First of all, I'm going to just tell you how proud I am to be able to serve the Chamber in this special way of being Chairman of the Military Relations Committee. For those of you that have come to this banquet in years past, you know how much Fort Hood and our military families mean to us, not only in Belton, but all the surrounding communities that are represented here tonight. And it's been a true blessing for us to be able to be part of that. We have hundreds of military families living in our community, and they go to church with us, they dine with us, they're part of our community, and they live here because they chose to live here. It has made us a better community. And I know through the hard work of many people in this room, many of you that are on the Military Relations Committee and others in the city and in the Chamber, we have worked hard to make sure that we equally give back and support our soldiers and their families. And there's nothing more rewarding to me, and I know many of you feel the same way, so we're very blessed to live this close to Fort Hood. Last week, I spent all week down in San Antonio at an Army conference. There were people, 100 people there maybe, or 90 people, that were there along with me that were invited by the Army to come find out what these young soldiers are all about today. And I was one that lived close to a military base, and so we know what they're like today. They're the greatest, brightest of this generation. And they are the future of this country. They are the most educated. Only 23% of all high school students in this country even qualify to get into the military if they want to. And that's a sad comment about our country, I think, in a way. But when we see these young people out at Fort Hood and living in our communities and what they do, it is really something that we need to be proud of and do our part to support them. So I'm proud of that and the work that we do as a chamber. Last year, if you got the Belton Journal last week, the insert, the Chamber Banquet insert, had a really great article about kind of some of the things that went on this past year. A lot of changes at Fort Hood. Early in the year, we probably had fewer soldiers at Fort Hood than we've had since the war started. But after about August and through December, most of those soldiers are back now. So we have more soldiers back at Fort Hood than we've had in a long time. Interesting year. However, our main community partner, the 13th Sustainment Command, deployed, the headquarters deployed, the end of November, 1st of December. And they're in Afghanistan this time after 3 major deployments to Iraq. So led by a great friend, Brigadier General Terry Hilder, and many of you know General Hilder. He's been part of our community since he came here about a year and a half ago. He was over there, led them, and he wanted me to share with you. He wishes he could be back here again this year as he was last year, but they're doing great, and they're going to be sending more soldiers over to join them as they expand their operation in the next couple of months. So the Chamber has made a commitment to adopt them, officially adopt the unit this year, so that we will be keeping in touch with General Hillner and his soldiers downrange, as well as the commitment to continue to take care of the families of the soldiers back here. So tonight we have 3 special guests from the 13th Sustainment Command family, and first and foremost is Miss Cindy Hillner. Cindy, would you stand? You're a great friend of Belton and the community. Cindy and Terry have been at Fort Hood before, but coming back as the command team, they're doing a wonderful job, and so we thank you for taking time and coming over here. And of course, with the headquarters deployed, they still have operations going on back at Fort Hood, so they have to have a rear command, and we're very blessed to have another gentleman that we've gotten to know, and he's really gotten to know the Belton Temple community very well, and has supported us already in many ways, and will continue to do that as he takes care of the soldiers downrange, as well as the soldiers here and all of the families, and that's Colonel Charlie Kibben. Colonel Kibben is live from Reno. Would you please stand? So you honor us with your presence here tonight. Please pass along to General Hillner that we support them. We'll be thinking about and keep them in our prayers. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Jay, and guests. Thank you for your service. Much appreciated. At this point, I'm going to introduce our program tonight, and it's our fearless leader, Stephanie O'Banion. And I'll tell you a quick little story about last week. I'm asked to do this every year, and it's kind of a no-brainer. I'm glad to do it. It's not that difficult for me to stand up and carry on a monologue. I do that every day with my patients. So I don't really need to be asked to do this, but, you know, it's a formality. So last week, get a little email pops up. Hey, this is Stephanie. The Chamber Banquet is next week. Are you going to be willing to do the MC? And I responded, no, period. And then I scrolled down, and at the bottom I said, just kidding. And then I hit, you know what, send. Okay, that fateful event when you think, well, I'm being kind of cute. Well, so this was about 10 o'clock in the morning. I didn't hear anything from her all day long. And I go home, I was busy working, I go home and I thought, I didn't hear anything from Stephanie. I wonder if she saw the just kidding. This was last week, or Friday maybe. And so the next morning, I got that email out and I resent it and I said, you did see the just kidding down at the bottom of your email. So my phone immediately rings. No, I didn't see that. I thought I'd made you mad. I was up half the night worried about what I'd done. I drove by your office this morning and I thought, should I stop in? Should I not? Should I stop in? Should I not? I decided I wouldn't, and I would go down and I would call you. So, Stephanie, publicly, I'm sorry that I didn't. But anyway, I'm glad that you're here to give us a program, and our fearless leader, Stephanie O'Banion.